All right. So you when you click on a reaction, there are things over there. You can give me thumbs up. You can clap. You can even do thumbs down. All right. So when you have a question, you ask. I've muted you all. Please background noise is not going to help because I'm recording. Yes. Okay, Jerry. You raise your hand. Any question? If no question, then you put your hand down, Jerry. Okay. If you have a question, you go on and you ask. If not, you put your hand down. Because I'll be recording, or because I am recording, sometimes your background noise, you have to be very, very careful because it's going to record it live and I will upload it on YouTube. So be mindful of your background noise, okay? If you want to speak, make sure your background noise, there's no any conversation happening at the background because it's going to record that too as well. All right. So uh we are finished with Word. That was last week. So what we want to do today is to start with Excel. All right. So let's move straight away to Excel and let's see. Okay, so let me go back. Okay. Now here, if you want to use or follow it, it's going to be a little bit difficult for you because of the online thing I'm doing, you can't follow. But what I'm going to do is that you can pay attention to whatever I'm doing and you can go back, watch the video, even on your mobile phone whilst you are practicing, so that at least you'll be able to do certain things. Okay. All right. So this is Excel. Okay. Hmm. So this is Excel, Microsoft Excel. Who have used Microsoft Excel before? If you used one before, can you give me thumbs up or even raise your hand? Okay, Ibrahim said he has used one. Henrietta said he also used one. Enoch said he also used one. Who else? All these. Okay, super barrister. Please, one of the things that is very, very dangerous is when you join a call, especially classes like this, and you use your nickname. Okay, it's very, very dangerous. I don't know if your name is actually super barrister. Okay, if your name is not, I kindly change it to your former name. It's very, very crucial because of security reasons. Okay, how will I know that you joined the call? You joined the call using a nickname, right? And I can identify you. But those that I have over here, they've used Jerry. I see Christabel. I see David. I see Enoch. I see Eunice. I see Godfred, Henrietta, Henry, Ibrahim. But the last person they got Super Barrister. I don't know if that's your name. If not, can you change it? All right. So Excel, one of the thing about Excel is that if you know how to use it in your organization, please, people will bother you. They will worry you a lot. Okay, when it comes to Excel. All right, because Excel is very, very powerful. Okay, and even data scientists still use Excel. And most of the data that we collect in this world, they most of the time put it in Excel format. All right, so Excel is very, very important, something that is very, very crucial. So, what is Microsoft Excel? It's a spreadsheet program that allows you to store, organize, analyze, and manipulate numerical data. So it enables you to store, to organize, analyze, and manipulate numerical data. All right. It allows you to store and present in a tabular form, okay, or as a chart. We see some of these things as we progresses. You can use spreadsheet to create wage slips, a company's account to analyze finance, budget, and all present information. So not only for educational purpose, but when you go into the industries as well, they use it for all sort of things. You can create even your own simple personal budget. That is something I was telling the other group that because you, I'm very, very tight. Okay, or else I could have asked all of you to create your personal budget and send it to me. That means your cash flow. But it will be difficult for me to track it each and every day. I'll get tired. All right. So people use it to have their cash flow and also, yes, cash flow to monitor their income and also their personal budget as well. You can display all your data as statistical graph and charts as well as creating tables. So your data you can put in a graph form, okay, or chart. So when you have the spreadsheet made up of cells, each identified by a reference. The reference is made up of using the column and also the row. So let me launch my own. I believe now we can all launch our Excel, okay, by going to the search button, then you type Excel. So let me do it over here. So I go here, I type Excel. So when I type it, you see this coming over here, right? So when I click on this, okay, we expect that it's going to load. So once it load, how do you call this interface? How do you call this interface? This interface that shows up. If you know it, raise your hand and I'll mute and talk. How do you call this interface? How do you call the interface? The interface showing on your screen, how do you call it? Or what is the name? Should I do random pick? Should I do random pick? You guys are quiet, so I'm going to do random pick. All right, so this one doesn't even have random pick. They don't have it inside. Okay, so who want to say it? Okay, Ibrahim, how do you call it?
Is it a backstage interface?
Yeah, that's the backstage. That's the backstage. So this is the backstage. All right. So when you launch it, you see the backstage. All right. So we have new here. And we also have this. So the new, we've done all these things. It shows you the template. Similar one as we saw in Word. So you see all these templates. You can click on it and build from there. Okay. This can allow you also to create a blank document. So whether new or home, all of them you can create a blank document. So let's click on blank, or I'll click on blank document. Then this interface will happen. Let me zoom in. Let me go all the way to 200 so that I'm able to see it properly. So this is my interface, right? What you see over here, this is the spreadsheet. Okay, this is what is called a spreadsheet. Okay, the spreadsheet is made up of cells. So as I'm clicking, the active cell is what you see that ring around it. All right. Now you saw that the active cell, or we name the cell according to the column. So here we have columns here. So column A, B, C, D, all the way to see the last column. Then also have the rows. The rows are numbered using numbers. So one all the way to the last row. If you want to know your last column, what do? You press on the control key, then you press on the right arrow key. So when I do that, it takes me to the last column. The last column is XFD. This is the last column. How did I get here? I press on the control, then the right arrow key. Now, if I want to come back to my first column, the same thing, I press on the control, then the left arrow key, it takes me back. All right, so this is the last column. XFD is the last column. Then A2 is what is the first column. If you want to know the number of rows, the same thing, I'll click on the control, or I press on the control, then the down arrow key. Then it brings me to the last one, which is 1,048,556. Sorry, 500. 1,048,576 row. That is the last row. So in total, this is the number of rows that we have in the Excel. Okay, in the Excel. Any question here? Okay, so no question. Now, when you select a cell, you see this place where my pointer is. We call this one the reference, the cell reference. Okay, so this actually tells you your active cell. So where I've selected is actually B4, the column name followed by the row. So B4. If I click here, C2. If I click here, F5, as you can see over here. If I click here, J6, right? So when I keep where I click, the cell reference here tells me the name. It tells me the name. Now, the reference is very, very important because it's a reference that Excel uses to do all sort of calculation. You will learn it in programming when say Ima is teaching you guys something known as variables. So variables are all reference name that the computer refer to. All right. Now this you understand it now, but when I'm having a demo, be able to see what I mean by the reference. Okay. So we have the reference here, which tells you the active cell. What is the active cell? Okay, what is the active cell? We'll come back to that. Now let's come down here. Let's come down here where my pointer is. Here you see that I have a sheet 1. So one thing we have to note is that when you take Excel, the whole thing is called workbook. So this thing that I'm working on now is a workbook. Inside a workbook, you can have a lot of sheets. So here currently I have only one sheet. So that's why you have sheet 1. So I have a workbook, which is the book 1. The name of the workbook is book 1. And I have a sheet in it called sheet 1. If I want to add another sheet, just have to click on a plus here. Then you see it has changed it to sheet 2. Let me add another one. Then I have a sheet 3. One thing about a sheet is that you can rename it, you can change the tab color, you can even protect your sheet. You will learn it, but not this way. So when I right click on the sheet 1, you see rename over here. So I can change it and make it example 1. Then when you finish, you press enter. Then I can right click on sheet 2, then rename it and make it what? Example 2, press enter. Then right click on sheet 3, then make it example 3. Have you seen it? I can also change the tab color. When I right click on it, you see tab color. Tab color is very, very important because it enables you to group. Okay, it's able to group your sheets and know which one is doing this or which one is doing that. So that you know that this color is for this color maybe is for student, this color is for payment, this color is for that. All right, Henrietta, ask your question.
So please, the images are very blurry.
Which images?
The one you are showing is
It's
not
very
clear.
blur.
It's
Please,
very difficult.
is it from her end or my end? The whole class. As you can see, it's very blur. Jerry, is it blur at your end? Ibrahim Abdul. Christabel, is it blur at your end?
No, please, it's not Blair.
Sir, I'm sure it will be a network.
Yes. So Henrietta, please check your network. Okay. Yeah, maybe you are it's still rendering. So when it's rendering, you see it to be blur. Okay. So maybe change your position where you are sitting. All right. So you see here, I'm able to change the color, the tab color, and also the name. We can even lock it. We'll learn how to lock, okay, protect your sheet and move it and copy all this, but not today. We can even hide it. Sometimes, last time when we were doing the Word, maybe in an office, you are using the same system with what, maybe 2 or 3 different people, right? After your work, you need to maybe try to save your document and protect it. So we'll learn how to do that, but not today. That will be next week when I meet you guys. Okay. So we know how to do this. Now, when you go all the way to the right, you also see my pointer. Now, you see in Word, we had the same thing. The first one was what? In Word, we had the reading layout, we have the print layout, we also have what? The web layout, right? Now, in Excel, it's quite different. The first one is the normal, which is the active one. The second one is actually the page layout. The page layout is what enables you to print. So here, it just shows you that should you print your document, this is going to be a page, this one is going to be a page, this one is going to be a page. The page layout enables you to add headers. That is something that, I don't know, those of you completed or who did ICT in SHS, that is something that, the students, that's one of the requirements in their project work. They are supposed to change their document page layout and add headers. So anytime you change it to the layouts, it's the print layout, enable you to add. So it automatically add headers to it. So the header, you can add your name. Okay. So Richard, maybe a CMA, then my ID number, then maybe my level. Okay. So it enables you to do this. Okay. So once you do that, you're able to what? You can even add a footer here. All right. And that is what they use to mark. So that is that for the print layout. Then the next one is the page break preview. Hardly do we use this. Okay, hardly do we use it. But what we are going to use more or at this level is the normal. Now, because we are not using, you guys are not going to do any practical in the exams. Okay, if we're supposed to do practical, maybe you're supposed to submit your work as what as the print layout, because that is what we need. Because you print your document out when you finish and before you submit it. But since we are not writing any practical one, but it's going to be on paper, we have to use the normal. So if you look at it, you see that it's showing me my thing over here. See, it has drawn this line over here. Let me go to view and try to remove it from there. So, okay, this is my normal. Where do you remove this? Where do you remove this? I'm coming. I have to remove this grade page layout. No, I don't like this page layout. No, this is a normal. Oh, how do you remove this thing? Okay, okay. Guys, I'm coming in a minute. It's a way to remove this line. When I remember, I'll show you guys. I mean, I've forgotten. Okay, so let's go. All right, so we have seen the different lesson, and as for the view, we've also seen the zoom. I'm not going to talk about it, but let's look at the ribbons. Now, when you take the ribbons here, let's look at this. We have file, home, insert, draw, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, help. Which of these ribbons that we didn't see when we're dealing with Word? Okay, there are some ribbons over here that when we're dealing with Word, we didn't see. Can you name them for me? Can you name them for me? Some of the ribbons that you didn't see. All right, Henrietta.
Formulas.
All right, so we didn't see formulas in Word. What again? Is it only formulas? No. Are you sure it's only formulas? Jerry, what do you think? Oh no, Henrietta, let somebody answer. Okay. You've said something, let somebody answer. Okay. Is David on the call? I don't think he's on the call. Okay. Bernard. Okay, David is on the call. David, what do you think? Super Barrister, what do you think? Solomon, Raphael, Ibrahim. There are certain ribbons that we saw in Word, but they are not. The ribbons you see over there, you won't find them in Word. Yes, Ibrahim.
Data.
Yeah, data. So these two ribbons, formulas and data, you won't see them in Word. Okay. Yes. Then the next question. In Word, there are certain ribbons you see in Word, but you don't see in Excel. You can give me one. There are certain ribbons you see in Word, but you don't see it in Excel. The first one is what? There are certain ribbons you see it in Word, but you don't see it in Excel. Okay, there are more. These are the exam questions will be. Kindly take note. Okay, if this MCQ, and I just select. Okay, Ibrahim. Ibrahim.
Sir, my hand wasn't up.
But you just raise your hand. Your hand is up. Is it a mistake or what? Now put your hand down, please. Okay, Raphael.
Yes, sir. Design. I stand to be
Design.
corrected.
Okay, you see design
Yes, sir.
in Word, but you don't see it in Excel. What again? What again? Okay, Christabel,
And
or Enoch. Any of you
and
guys?
so
Yes,
references.
yes, references. So can you take note?
Okay.
So you know see design and referencing in Excel. Okay, so can you take notes? Okay,
Mailing.
yeah, mailing too. Yes, mailing too. Right. So can you take note some of the ribbons that you see in others, but you not find out in other ones? Okay, can you take notes? Okay, so let's move on now. All right. So now that we have an idea, all right. So we know this is the column, and this is the active cell or the selected cell. We have the row, and this is where we have what the cell reference, the column followed by what the row number. Okay.
You did a nice another.
Mm. Okay. Now you can select multiple cells too as well. All right. So where you have a cell, but you want to select, if you want to select a cell, this is how it goes. You have the first cell to the last cell. So we call this one a range, cell range. Okay. So here, let me switch back and let me select. So if I select this, okay, my cell range is A1 to D11, A1 to D11. So this is my first cell, this is my last cell. If I select this, my first cell is what? F7. My last cell is what? I18. So the cell range is what? F7 to what? I8, I18. That is cell range. Okay, that is cell range. All right, so kindly take note. We can select, all right, so we can select an entire thing. So here it forms another cell range. Okay, so the first one will be your cell, which is the start cell, and is the end cell. Okay. All right, so we have seen that. So this is the first cell, this is what the last cell. All right. Now I spoke about the cell referencing. Let's find out the importance of the cell referencing. Why it's very, very important. So here I'm going to add two numbers. All right. So I'll add 10, then 20, then here I'll put equal to here. Then I'll click on this plus, and I'll click on this one again. When I finish, I press the enter key. The answer is 20. Now, when Excel is adding, it doesn't add the numbers, so it doesn't add the values. It actually adds the reference. Okay, so in program, we call it variable. So should I change any of this to a different number, this will still be updated. Have you seen it? This will be updated. What is actually happening is that it's not adding the actual values, but actually it's adding their reference. It's like, how do I even call it? Okay, like the pointer. Maybe let me use my words carefully so that you guys don't get confused. Okay, so it's like a basket where we put the values inside. Okay, so when I change the values, automatically it will have to reflect in the output. So this is another basket. If I go and change the values, okay, automatically we expect it to happen. So what Excel actually does is that it uses the reference, the cell reference in the calculation. Okay, in the calculation. So the cell reference is serving like what? Like a container to hold the value. So when it's adding, it actually refers to the reference. It doesn't refer to the number. It refers to the cell reference. Okay, I don't know if a practical example is your ID number. Okay, at the university, I only know you guys by your ID. I don't know you by your name. You understand? So if I know your ID, I know your name. But you can have two people, the same two students, David, they'll have different ID. So if I want to search with the name David, I'll be in trouble. But if I can search with the ID, I can get their name. That's the same thing Excel is doing over here. Excel is not using the value, it's using the cell reference. So the cell reference, we can add numbers and the updates will be in real time. All right. Okay, so let's move on. All right, so we'll be talking about some of them like pivot tables and stuff. Okay, then these are some of the things that you can do. You can have charts. Okay, then we also have so let's start. We learn how to start our Excel. We've done that. We're not going to waste time. And you've seen the backstage too as well. All right, so this is the main screen. This is the spreadsheet. This is the spreadsheet. We've gone through the sheet and also gone through all sort of things over here. All right, so also seeing the cell reference. So as you can see here, A1. All right. Then this is the cell reference. This is the formula bar. We'll talk about the formula bar, but not today. We'll dive into that. Okay. Then you've seen the sheets by re-switching and creating new sheets. Also seeing the grid view, also the print view, and also the zoom. You've seen that. Okay. So let's pick an example that so these are the ribbons. Sorry, I'm even rushing. So these are the ribbons. You've seen the ribbon, all these things you can go through it yourself. And yes, and each ribbon and what we do over there. That's the backstage. We went to the backstage as well. And the tell me feature, what we saw in Word, you see the same thing also here. Okay, the tell me feature. Then so here you can do some calculations. So if you are not sure of how to multiply or add or sum or even round a number, just have to type here and or just type out round. Okay, sorry. Round like this. Have you seen it? It will come. So if I want to round this maybe to 2, it's asking, I mean, how many numbers. So I want to round maybe 40.5 to maybe 2, this one. Okay, you seen it? So it will round it for me. So just rounding it. So maybe here you want to do something, whatever you want to do, maybe sum or whatever. Okay, so you see sum over here. It's asking you what 2 numbers you want to sum. So you can do all sort of things over here and sum it in. Okay, so that's the tell me feature. If you're not sure of anything, you can use that feature. Okay, you can use that feature. All right. So creating new notebook, we've done that. So when you click on a file, it takes you back to the file backstage. Okay, and you can create a blank document over here. Now, all the things that we did in Word, the same thing over here. You can change your theme, you can change your circuit, everything. All right, so this tells me that I'm using what? Microsoft Office Plus 2021. All right, so let's move on. All right, so this blank document, blank entering data. So let's learn how to enter data. This is going to be more interactive, so please, I want you to pay attention. All right, so I'm going to use your name because I'm going to cover this. It's going to be difficult, so I'm going to use your name rather. So I'm going to use your name. So let me go to example 2 rather. Let me zoom in this time, switch back to 200, and so that you can see. So here, who should I start with? Maybe Christabel. Okay, then let me check all of you, your name here. So I'll be quick. Give me the list. Okay, so have Christabel here. Then I have what? Bernard. Then I have what? David. Then I have what? Another David. I have 2 David over here, so I'll pick only one. Now what? Enoch. Then I have what? Genius. Then I have what? Gladys. Wow, I have Gladys in my class. Hey, I'm not sure. Do I know you, Gladys? Godfred. Then Henrietta. Gladys, do I know you? Then I have Henry. Okay. Then I have Melody, class rep, late comer. Then the last one is Eunice. Okay. Then with the last person here, Raphael here, and Super Barrister. All right. All right. So here I have the names over here. Now, if you look at what we want to do, we want to put something at the top, but I started, okay, here. Now, there's something I want us to pay attention to before I come back. Let me go back to example 1 and let me do something. Let me type maybe some name over there. So this is Jessica, okay? Then let me type maybe Jessica's age, 25, okay? Now, when I type a text, you see the alignment. When you type a text, it aligns to the left. When you type a number, it aligns to the right. For example, let me add a surname to it and look at it. Then maybe let me type maybe the year that she completed school, 2020. Have you seen it? So here, when you type a text, it aligns to the left. When you type a numeric value, it aligns to the right. Something you should never forget. Okay, in Excel, all text aligns to what? To the left, and all number or numeric aligns to the right. You get it? Kindly don't forget. Okay, so that's why you see all the text going to the left, left, left like that. The next one I want to talk about is insert. Now, when you look at thing over here, okay, I'm supposed to start from what? I was supposed to start from A1 here, but what I did was I intentionally didn't. Gladys, please, Gladys, please. Okay, so as I said, I'm recording now, so your background noise, I mean, it will come inside. So mute yourself, please, if you know you are chatting at the back. All right, so I'm going to insert. When you want to insert, you still be at the home. So not the insert, but be at the home ribbon. Now I'll select the row and I'll go all the way to my right. Then I'll see insert. Then you see insert row. Anytime you insert a row, it's inserted above the selected text. So let me select maybe Enoch and I want to insert a row. Let's look at where it's going to put it. Have you seen it? It put it above. So insertion of a row is always placed above what? Above the selected cell. Okay, the selected cell. All right. So let's look at what I wanted to do. So here, now, sometimes some people, they have long name and you write the thing and it will go inside. Okay. So for example, let's get somebody who has a long name. Maybe Gladys, please mute yourself. So Nana Ado Dankwa Kufu Ado. Now this is a long name. Now if you look at it, you see it's not going into the cell. How do I do that? I need to what? Expand the width of the cell. Now when I select the cell and I take my pointer all the way to the column, you see it forms something like a cross. Have you seen it? So I can do left click and drag. My hand will still should be on the left key, the left click, then I'll be dragging. So I can drag to open it. Have you seen it? So you can close or open it like this. Okay. Another way to do this is if you don't want to drag, you can double click 1, 2. Then automatically Excel will expand that cell to accommodate the longest text you have inside. Okay, so here I double click 1, 2. Excel will expand it automatically to accommodate the longest cell. Okay, so either you drag, okay, to increase and decrease, or you double click and Excel will do that for you. Okay, so let me remove this. I don't need this. So let me drag back just to put it this way. All right. Then we have some dates that you're supposed to put there. If you have a question, you can ask me. So 22nd April, then 29th April, then total. So 22nd April, then 29th April, then we also have what total. All right. Now you see it's still going inside, so I can double click and it will open it for me, right? So you see I have put this over here. I did insertion over here, then my total. Now the same formatting we did in Word, we can do the same thing over here. So I can select this and I'll change my font to Times New Roman. Okay, I can make it bold. Okay, then I can, yes, yeah, I can do that. Then we also learn something in Excel known as what? The highlighting. Now this is it. So I can select the whole thing and click on this and I have a range of things. So when I select, you see it highlight the background. This is very, very important in Excel. When you're able to highlight things, okay, it shows you or it groups them that this is this, this is that, this is that. Okay, so that is something that you can do. I don't like this color, it's bad. Let me pick a nice one. Maybe this one will be okay. All right, so I can also select this and format it as we did in Word. All right, so I can change it, maybe the font with Times New Roman. Okay, then I make it look nice like this. Okay, so I can fill in some values. So let me fill in my own random values, which is then I'll leave some of them blank. All right, so forgive me if I score you 0 for that. All right, so maybe 4. Okay, then I'll leave some of them blank. So if yours, I leave yours blank, it means maybe you didn't come to class. Okay, so let's go here. Okay, 15. mm, 29, 6 again, this one blank, 35, and 34, then maybe 23, then 17. All right. Then Raphael is had of 89 here, and here they had of 56. Okay, no, they are 256. Let me change it. The different value, maybe 88. Okay. So I have done my filling now. Now we said all text align to the left, numbers align to the right. But we call something alignment. You see here the numbers they've aligned to the right, right? So what I can do, I can select everything here, including the total. Then you see the alignment over here. This is what? Center. I can center all of them. I can center. So you can do right, center. Okay, there are a lot of things you can do over here, but let's center it. Okay, let's center that. Now this is my total. Excel enables you to automate certain computation, for example, adding things. Okay, so we are going to add the scores, or maybe I don't know whether it's a score, or I don't know what these values are. So we are going to add. So remember in example 1, which is this cell, we added, and we're using what the reference, right? And Excel will use the reference to do that for us. So we come here, we do the same thing. So equal to, then I will click on this, then plus, then I'll click on this again. Okay, then I'll press enter key. So once I'm done, I'll go back to that same cell where you put the answer there. Then you see this black box something over here. When I put my cursor over there, it turns like a cross, a plus. So double click on it 1, 2 quickly, then it will automate it for you, or it will calculate everything for you. So this is what a complete automation thing, right? So I don't need to struggle to add it one by one. All I have to do just do one, then do the other one. Excel will be able to do the rest for you. So here you're using what? You're using the cell reference to do that. You're using the cell reference to do that. Okay, using the cell reference to do that. Okay. Any question? Okay. Now, one of the things we can do, we are still at cell reference, cell alignment, is we're trying to, change the flow of this by going here, the orientation. So when I click on a drop down, you see some orientation over here. Okay. So you see it has changed it. I can change it, make it anti-clockwise, flip it. Okay, you can change it however you want to do it. It's up to you. Okay, so I want to leave my own this. I prefer this way. Okay, 22nd April. You remember in Excel, in Word, we learn about what? The format printer, right? The format printer is also here. The clipboard is also here, right? So the best option is, I don't want to repeat myself, so I can just double click on the format printer and do it for this and do it for that. And I'm done. When I finish, I press the escape key and it's done it for me. You get it? Yes. So that is that for this. The next thing we want to talk about is sorting. We want to sort our thing. Okay. Now let's assume this is maybe your score in class, and I want to arrange you guys maybe according to classes. Okay, in university you go first class, second class, you do that arrangement. You see, when people get first class, their head is big. Yeah, so let's see those who are going to get first class right now. So I'm going to sort. So how do you do the sorting? We go all the way to your right. You see sort and filter. Then you see sort over there. So which is sort A to Z, sort Z to D. So this one is in ascending order, which is from lowest to highest. This one is descending order from highest to lowest. So I want to sort only the total. This is what I want to sort. But whilst I'm sorting the total, it has to affect everything here. I'm not sorting only the total alone. I'm only sorting the total, but the total need to expand to affect this, or else I'm going to cheat. If I don't expand the sorting to affect the rest of them, Christabel will definitely be the first, because it will sort this and put 146 here, and she will be the first. But she had 4, and she's going to be last. So let me show you. If I go to sort and I come here, and you see this dialog. Now, if I click on continue with the current selection, it's still going to maintain Christabel at the top, and nothing happens. Okay, this is not what we want. We want to sort so that it will affect everything over here. Your network, then you have to change it too because Henrietta, but I'm recording it. Okay, so I will share the link when I'm done, so you can go back and follow. So just do that. Right. So let me undo. Then I'll go back. Then I'll sort from largest, but this time I want to expand. Okay, so you see that when I did the expansion, have you seen it? Genius is first, then Christabel last. You understand? So that is how. So when you are sorting, you need to be very careful so that you don't cause somebody's. I mean, maybe you are working in the bank and you are sorting data, and you were sorting in such a way that you give somebody's money to another person, they will come and arrest you. You'll be in trouble. Okay, so when you are sorting, you have to be very, very careful. It's very, very important. Okay. All right. Any question before I move on? Okay. So if no question, then now we learn how to insert rows. The next we want to insert columns. We said that when you insert a row, it will be placed, or the new row will be placed above what? The current cell, right? What about if you are inserting a column? If you're inserting a column, the column that you are inserting will be placed at the left of the current cell. So for example, if I want to insert 30th April, okay, that means 30th April has to be between C and D. Now, if I select the 29th April column and I go to insert and I click insert column, look at where it is placing it. You see it? So I don't want it that way. I want it to be between the 29th and the total April. So that means I need to select the total so that it will be placed at the left, because insert automatically will insert. If you are inserting the column, it will be inserted at the left of the current cell. So here it is. Then I can type my 30th April. Okay. Then I can use the same. Okay, it's already done. Then I'm going to do some filling. Okay, I'm going to do some filling. But there's something we call pasting. Okay, that we are going to talk about. Now, in Excel, when we are pasting, it's different from the way we paste in Word. Excel has a lot of pasting format that we need to follow. Okay. So I'm going to generate a random value for this. Okay. How do you generate a random value? I just type equal to, then rand, then you see rand between. I double click. Let's assume I want to generate from, let's say, 1 all the way to 50. Okay, so here I'm generating a random value from 1 all the way to 50. Hey, who is the ingenious? You are lucky. Wow. This guy. I want to be your friend. Eh? Wow. Okay, so automatically we've gotten the 50. Eh? Because this is strange. Okay, so now I want to pull it out. So what I'll do is I can double click on this. So automatically it will fill it for me. You see that when I double click, the 50 has changed. That is an issue we have in Excel. Excel, anytime you're using random values, Excel will be changing the values over and over again. The value doesn't stay fixed, right? So we need to find a way to stop it, or else it will be changing. It will be changing, and we don't want that. Okay, so what you can do is you select or you copy that cell or that column. So how do you copy? Control C will copy. You see that? You see this thing around it? That means that cell is what? I've copied it. Then I won't do anything. I'll still press Control V to paste. When I click on Control V to paste, you see this control option, paste option will come. So when you click on the paste option, we have a lot of them. But what we need is the paste values. These paste values enable the values to stay static. They don't change. Okay. So when I click on this, the values will change, but it will not change again. That means the moment I click on it, you see it's going to change. So, but once I'm done pasting, the values will not change again. So that is all. Hey, Christopher, you are not like you. We are back to one again. Sorry. All right. So that is all. Wow. Hey, then genius, you are serious. Oh. Hey, first you started with 50. I did that. You are back to 44 again. All right. So that is all. Now, once I'm done, okay, these values will not change again. I can do calculations with it. You get it. So that is the paste option. That is the paste option. Okay. Now somebody is wondering, say you added this. This thing did not actually update or didn't do any update or not. No update happened over here. Yes, because I inserted a row. So for us to do that, then we need to redo our calculations again. Okay, by double clicking. Okay, so once you double click, you see that it will select the select. Then we can select that row too as well. Okay, sorry. Okay, so let me double click. When I double click, it's highlighting it. Let me zoom out because okay. So let me I'm coming. Okay, let me double click on this. It's still it's still overlapping. I don't want it to overlap. Okay. Okay, let's find a way out. So we are not supposed to talk about the formula bar, but let me see something. Okay, so that so it is causing us issue because when I double click like this, it overlap it. I'm not able to select. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the formula bar. So here, I'll click inside here. Then here, I'll put plus over there. Then here, so D2. Then D2. I'll put D2 over there. Then when I hit the enter key, it will be updated. So once it's done, if I select, you see that it's adding what D2 plus C2 plus D2. When I double click this, okay, it will update everything. Okay, then I can sort it again by going back to my home, then going to sort, then from the largest I expand, then boom, it will sort it again. So Genius still first, Enoch, Barrister, all the way to Christabel. Are you okay? Okay. Can I move on? All right. So let's move on to the next example where we are going to conclude everything that you are supposed to do. Okay. So let's move on. So let's go to example 3 and example 3 that's there so that you can do justice. And okay, the video will be available so you can go and watch it once more. Okay, to practice before you come. I'm pleading with you guys. Okay, do that for me. Okay. All right. So I want to see the things that we've covered so that I can rush and I don't want to waste time. Okay, so we've done the insertion, we've done this, we've also done the copy and paste. Okay, we've also done the paste special, then we've also done all these things. All right, we've done the sorting data. Then what again is left? We've done the alignment. Then we've also done the borders. So let's do the borders. Okay, let's go to example 3. So example 3, I'm going to use the same thing. So I'm going to copy you guys and send you guys to the next. So Control C will copy, and I go to example 3, then Control V to paste it automatically. So when you paste, you can paste values, whatever, but this is numbers, so it should not be any problem. Sorry, they are letters, so it's not going to cause any issue. Okay, so I have my paste over here. So the same thing over here. Then let me insert a row. Then I'm going to create your monthly salary something. So I'll right click and I'll insert. So to insert a row for me, then I'll insert another one again, which another insert again. So here it's asking I want an entire row. So I want a row here. Then here you guys are our employees, right? Employees. So then this one is which is January. Now there's something, Excel is sometimes very, very intelligent in some way. Now Excel can auto-complete certain things for you. Now I want to take your monthly salary all the way from January to May. Now I don't need to type February, March. I mean, that is a lot of work. Excel can do this for me. So once I have, type the first month, I can drag. So when I send my pointer to this place, I can drag it all the way. As I'm dragging, see they're changing, right? February, March, April, and May. Have you seen it? So I can leave it, and Excel automatically will do that for me. Then let's assume this is your monthly salary. So monthly salary, okay, or monthly earn. Now, what I want to do is to be able to merge all these things so that the monthly salary will be at the top. But if you look at it, you see that the monthly salary is going into C. So if you're supposed to do that, you're supposed to right click, double click here, then to drag it. But I don't want it that way. I want to merge all these things. We saw merging word, right? So I select all the columns that I want to merge and that row. Then I go still at home. Then you see this merge and center. If you click the drop down, you're going to see this. So merge and center. Then I have it over here. Hey, monthly salary, I spelled it wrong. Forgive me. So monthly salary. So you see it has merged the entire thing. So I can format by increasing the font size to maybe 16 is fine. I change it to maybe a nice font. Area black is too big. Okay, maybe let me choose some nice thing. California FB. I can make that one bold. Then I can also change this. Make it 12. Change the font. Let's say Times New Roman. Yeah. Times New Roman. Sorry. All right, it has come. Then maybe here to also make it 12. Change it towards Times New Roman here. And I'll make it bold. But you see that one is going inside. So I'll double click to open the space over there. Then what we can do is we can highlight. We learn the highlighting where we come here and we try to highlight the background to let it be different. Then here too, can also highlight the background here. Make sure it's quite different from the rest. You can even change the color of the text by maybe changing things over here. We saw all these things in Word, right? We have changed the color of the text, but this color is so bad and I don't like it. So maybe this is, then here also, I can also choose and select here, make it different from the rest. Okay, maybe I'll make this one also a different color, maybe something different. So you can highlight it and the thing will look very, very nice. Okay, that is something that we use, especially in Excel, to communicate. Maybe when you are presenting your data, okay, we use that a lot. Now, the next thing is you're going to generate a random salary range for all of you. Okay, let's pray. Please, this one, start praying, because I don't know, some of you will get good salary, others will not get. So one thing that I have to show you is in Excel, we have different data types. Now look at where my pointer is. See, it is when I select the cell, it tells me the data type is general. When you click on the drop down, you see different types, right? You see number, currency, accounting, short date, long date, time, percentage. Okay, we are dealing with money, so I want to use currency. So the data type is very, very important. It's very, very important. Sometimes you can leave it as general, but if you want Excel to be able to optimize and work efficiently, sometimes you need to be specific with the type. If you are dealing with scientific calculation, you better set it to scientific. If you are dealing with fraction, you better set it to fraction. If you are dealing with percentage, you better set it to this. It helps Excel to be able to optimize and do the calculation for you efficiently, right? So let me set it to currency. Okay, when I set it to currency, then I'm going to create a random salary range from all of you. So run between. Who is texting me? Now, let's assume we have, what is the salary range? What range should I give you guys? Or I can give you any range at all. Should I give you any range at all? Hey, you guys will not mind me. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a range from 1,500 all the way to 5,000. So let's see whether Genius will be lucky this time. Okay, so 3,000 to 5,000. All right, so okay. Okay, I'm coming. Let me change it. No, I think it's fine. This one is fine. Let's maintain like that. All right, so Juniors, you had this. Okay, so now I'll double click here, then it will drag. Hey, today the Christabel is like you, 3,000. So I'll drag all the way to this place, then it will do everything for me. Have you seen it? So this, you see, I just have to generate my own values. But here, if you look at the dollar sign, I don't want the dollar sign to be in front of it. Okay, there are a lot of currencies that we can go. So what we have to do is to change it. If you look at the symbol over here, have you seen it? The dollar sign, can click on it. And we have a lot of them. So the United Pound, the Euro, whatever, the Chinese. But I don't want the dollar sign to be in front. Last time we tried searching for the Ghana cedi, we didn't see it. Maybe we have to start talking to office so that they can do that for us. Okay. Hey, who is cooking? Person cooking, please. Or if you are eating, please. Okay, I'm recording, so your food. It's Melody. I don't know what she's eating. She's drinking water. Okay, so you click on the more accounting format. Then you see this dialog box will show up. Now you see the symbol over here. Have you seen it? Click on the drop down. You see none. Okay, you have Ghana cedi sign. Wow. As you type Ghana cedi, let me try. Okay, let's go the way to Ghana. This is Germany, Greek. Masa, can you show me? Because that's a message here. In Excel or not in Word. Okay, G. Okay, let's see. Oh, then we see somewhere here. GHC. Okay, this. Okay, yeah. So this is it. That is a Ghana cedi. Yeah, correct. Okay, so this is a Ghana cedi. Oh, that is good. Thank you for showing us. Oh, okay. Are you sure it's a Ghana cedi? Hey, master. Hey, this one there. You don't say anything like Ghana cedi. Oh, it's GHC. Okay, we'll take it like that. Okay. So now you can set it to Ghana cedi, but we don't want it because it's going to make the calculation cumbersome. So what we'll do is that let's remove it. Let's set it to none. But now that we have the Ghana cedi, I think that's fine. So we set it to none. Okay. So once we have removed everything, what we have to do is we want to sum it. But there's something I want to show you. Sometimes you put in a value and you see something like this. But you see something like this, doesn't mean that you are doing the wrong thing. No. It means the width of the cell is too small to contain the values. That is why it's changing to that hash sign. Okay. Melody, please switch off your camera. So the width of the cell is too small to contain the values. That's why you see it this way. So what you do is you double click again as we did to open it. Okay. So you double click to just expand it. You double click again to expand it. You double click again to expand it. Have you seen it? Now the values will be changing over and over again. As we said, we don't want it to change. So we need to do the same thing as we did. So we copy, Control C will copy, then Control V we paste. Then we come here, we change it to values. Okay, and that is all. So now nothing will change again. Okay, nothing will change again. So this is that. Now what we can do is to draw borders around it. In Word, we learn how to do the borders, right? Where we had a page border, we're able to put that art around it to make it look like certificate. Remember? You can do the same thing also here. Okay, you can do the same thing also here, where for us to create a border, okay, we go all the way to this place, as you can see here. Have you seen border? Then go over the copy again. All right, so what I'm saying is that because we created a random value, the values will be changing. Okay, anytime we do something to be changing, it will not stay static. So what we do is that we do Control C. Control C will copy. Then with the same range selected, don't click anywhere. Then do Control V again. Then to paste it. Once you paste it, you click, you see this thing over here. That's the paste option. Click on the drop down, then you see value. When you click on the value, it will paste it. So once you are done pasting, the values will not be changing again. When you are dealing with random values, okay, I don't know if that is clear. Okay, if that is clear, let's go. All right, so we are going to create borders around this. So let's select this to create a nice border around this, where we go all the way to, we can go to, I think it's here the instant. No, it's supposed to be a layout rather. I think it's not here. Then let's go back to home, but it still be at home rather. So let's go to, you can go to alignment, click on this, then you see border over here. So when you go to alignment, you see this arrow, let's click on it. Then you see border. When you see border, it's telling us none, outline, inside. So we can make it inside or we can make it outline. It's going to draw something out, or none. If you say none, nothing is going to happen. Okay. So we can set it inside, we can set it the whole thing. So let's set it to this. Then you see the color, you can select your color. Then what again, we can even choose the specific style that you want. You want it big or whatever thing that you're interested in, you can select it over here. All right, so when you finish, just click on OK. So have you seen it? It has created something like what? A box, something like this for me. That is a border. Okay. All right. Now, what about we want to find the gross salary? The gross salary. So at the end of the 5 months, what is your total salary or your gross salary? Okay. Okay. So here, let's find our gross salary for each person. Now, in Excel, we have some ways to cheat. Okay. One of the ways to cheat is using the auto sum, as you can see over here. The auto sum. Okay. Now the auto sum enables you to sum things. Okay. So here, when I go to my auto sum and I click sum, because I want to sum from January all the way to May for juniors. So I just click on sum. Excel is so clever that it's going to know that I'm selecting from January to May, and you do it for me automatically. So now that is done, I just have to press enter, which is giving me 18,000. Then I double click here. Then I have the rest. Have you seen it? Yes. So that is that for the auto sum. The next one is maybe we want to find the net salary after maybe they've deducted tax. Okay, so the net salary. Let's assume the salary, the tax is 10%. That one we need to do some kind of mathematics. Okay, so this is where we will learn it next week. We use the equal to sign. Then it is the gross salary. So I click on it. Minus 0.1 times is star. Okay, we don't have the times is star. Okay, star the salary again, because we find 10% of your salary and subtract it from your salary. That will give us your net salary. So you see I'm doing mathematics over here. All right. So when I finish, I press enter and I get 17,000. Then I double click here again. Then I have the salary. Okay. So you see how Excel is helping us to do the calculations. Okay, doing the calculation. Now, let's assume maybe we made a mistake and we inserted something over here. Okay. To delete that, you see delete over here. When you click on delete, it shows me to delete what? A column. You can delete that. Maybe we made a mistake. We inserted another row, which let's insert a row. I can select, please, Desmond, mute yourself. Okay, so I can select the entire row like this and go to delete and delete the sheet row. So we can delete. Okay. All right. So here too, we can also do the same sorting to be able to sort and know the person who had the highest salary. So the same thing, I think Gladys will have the highest salary. So I will select the net salary. Then I go back to my sort. Then sort from largest to smallest. Then expand. Make sure we do this because we want to make sure it affects all of them. When I click on it, so Gladys, so that's the highest salary. Then barrister, today they are not lucky. Then barrister is having what? The lowest salary. Okay. Any question? Any question?
No question.
Any question?
No, sir.
No. No,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So this is where I got to with all the other students, which is the diploma student. Okay, this is where we got to. So we're able to create something like this. Yes, I have the video, so I'll share the video immediately after this. I will upload it on my YouTube channel. You can go there. I'll share the link with Melody, and you can go there and go and watch it and practice again. Okay, so please, this is where I got to. You can go through practice them because next week on is going to be a little bit of some intensive something where we'll be plotting graph and doing all sort of things. So we might build on whatever that we have done. Okay, we'll learn something also conditional formatting and all these things. We'll learn all these things later on where we'll dive into the insert, try to insert charts. Then we'll learn about the formula in the data. Okay, we'll learn about data validation, where maybe I might ask some of you to, or the project I'll give it to you will require that you validate or some of these things. Okay, all right. So we'll also learn how to hide your book and protect your workbook and protect certain worksheets. Also prevent people from entering data. Okay, maybe a certain cell, maybe for example, this net salary, you don't want anybody to edit it. Okay, you can protect that. Okay, you can protect that. So there's a way to do that where I can protect the selected cell that is saying that no one should be able to access this thing for me. Okay, no one should be able to access. We'll do that next week when we meet. Okay. All right, so that is all. So please, the homework I gave it to you, please. I gave you guys instructions. Some of you decided not to follow. Some of you decided to do it on your own way, and that's going to cost you. Please, I have to be honest. Today I went through it, and I saw that the format asked some of you to save your work. You didn't save it.